Check mic test. Check mic test. Is my chat with me? How we doing, chat? We got Tyson here. Good morning, Tyson. We'll get started shortly. Just hang out. Alright, squad, let's rock and roll. YouTube, what's good? It's your host Z Money. Welcome back to Easy Money Trading. As always, don't forget to smash that like button down below, subscribe to our channel for future videos, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our new content. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode of Easy Money Pre-Market Prep. We're going to be coming to you live every day to go over technical analysis of the futures, key levels to watch, and some stocks that we've got pulled up here on the left. And of course, we're going to be going over some, price targets and overall trade ideas. So, keep your notebooks open, keep your minds open, get a cup of coffee, and have some fun, shall we? Right? So, real quick before we get started, this is just a nice little disclaimer for y'all. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, so please invest responsibly as trading involves significant risk, and easy money trading does not guarantee profits or protection from loss. That being said, everybody, let's hop in. So, what's going on with the market, right? So, the market has broken out of consolidation, going sideways for a couple of days on end, and we broke a key level at 418 yesterday on SPY. You ended up going up to test 420, which is the next key level. Now that you're up here in this resistance zone, the market is looking to go push towards where? All-time high, right? Bullish momentum. We're looking to see a continuation of this bullish momentum up into your all-time high. Now, in order to get there, right, you got to beat yesterday's high. So, let's keep that number on watch. 4212, right, on your ES futures, ESM21. Catch that number, go above it, you got a nice chance to head up here into your all-time high, right? How about if you break yesterday's low, where you're going to head, right? So if you break this 419, then you got room down lower over here first to 418 and then down here to 416. So there's your bearish and bullish case on SPY. We're leaning more towards the bullish end, and as you're going to see later on, most of our plays that we've got for you guys today are calls because the market looks like it wants to move higher. And we here at Easy Money Trading like to follow the momentum and take advantage of it. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Same thing going on with NASDAQ, right? So NASDAQ also broke out of its downtrend, then has resumed an uptrend. Here's yesterday's high right about here at 13,683. You broke that, you're heading up towards your next resistance level. That's 13,753. Fantastic. So you got another about 50 points to go here on NASDAQ before you smack into a wall. So when that happens, start to evaluate what's going to happen with tech when you smack into this wall. Are you going to continue higher and move into this 14,000 consolidation zone, or are you going to bounce off of here and reject and head back down lower towards the bottom of this trend line? That's what we're trying to see with NASDAQ. It's a little bit more messy as opposed to something like SPY, which is giving you a very clear indication that it wants to go up, right? So NASDAQ, technology, growth tech, keep your eye on that. Dow also in the green, Russell in the green, fantastic. How's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin, I know all of you saw this massive crash, right? We called this crash. We saw it from here, and we called it to all the way down here to the bottom of this orange box at 32.75 on the Bitcoin futures. That in actual Bitcoin comes out to like 25,000 a coin, but on the futures it came down to 32.75, right? So we called this crash, and now what you're seeing is a consolidation between these zones here. So you have this candle and this right? The top and the bottom providing you a sort of range which Bitcoin should now just chop around in until it decides where it wants to go. So, don't expect Bitcoin to be breaking out above 45K anytime soon. And don't expect Bitcoin to come below this 3330 for a little bit either. It wants to chop around and figure out some sort of price acceptance in this range. So, we're not really watching anything Bitcoin related because there's not enough momentum to push it in either direction yet. So, that's Bitcoin for you. Okay, now we can do an overall just quick breakdown of the market, right? So, I'm just going to go ahead and go through what we've got our ETFs here, which is just going to show us a quick overall breakdown of tech and see what's doing well today. So, just going off of pre-market data, right? XLK is up, so that's good for tech. Then you have SOXL, your semis, also up. So keep your eyes on semis. Looks like your cybersecurity is flat. Your softwares are flat. China is in the green. Financials, right? So fintech, that's also in the green slightly. Social media, can't really tell. Looks kind of flat. Subscribing, looks kind of flat. TAN, looks kind of flat. So by doing this, guys, by just taking a couple seconds to come in here and go through your sectors, you can start to do a top-down approach on the market, right? And figure out some trade ideas for the day. You want to see what sectors are performing well. You want to see what sectors are not performing well. You want to see which stocks within those sectors are performing well versus not well. And then we can, go in and start to find some correlations and come up with some trade ideas. So, here's our ETFs. Now, I'm just going to go ahead. This is our relative volume, our Easy Money relative volume scanner. Now, this is really cool because you can see how much shares the stock is trading as compared to its normal trading volume. When you do that, if there's more people that are trading the stock today as opposed to yesterday, more relative volume, that means what? More volatility, more interest, more price movement, better for options and stock trading, right? So we want to see stuff with high relative volume. So let's see what was high relative volume yesterday, check in on those tickers, and see if they give us any trade ideas for this morning. Roblox, up in this 90 handle. Now that you've made it up into 90, do you find resistance at 90 or do you go to 100? Right? That's the question. You're in blue sky territory, so Roblox, you have a play potentially above 90 to 100. You break below 90, I would look maybe for some puts to have a pullback on this massive run that Roblox has done over the last couple days. So, having come from down here at 64 to 89, right, non-stop, stocks don't go up in a straight line, guys. So, what we need to do is observe the price action, see if 90 wants to hold, and head towards 100. If so, good for calls. If not, then you can play puts back down to this 84, 83, $80 level, right? So, that's a potential trade idea on Roblox, which comes from knowing your relative volume. Okay? So, this is definitely something very useful, which we provide to all of our members in our Discord group, which, by the way, is right here. So, if you are all interested in getting these kinds of trade ideas, alerts, technical analysis of the markets, guidance on your trades, definitely come check us out. Link is in the bio on the bottom of the YouTube channel and in the video description. So, yeah, now I did my quick little plug. Let's see what else we got going on for you guys here today. I'm going to go ahead into the full Easy Money watch list to show you guys what's going on overall with some of the other sectors in the market besides just tech. So, how about financials? Financials looking pretty flat. XLV, not much going on. XLC, don't really see anything going on. As you can see, everything's kind of really flat in pre-market until we start to open up and get some movement. So I'm going to short by now change after hours, see if anything's moving around after hours that we want to pay attention to. Shake Shack. Okay, I don't know if I really want to pay attention to that, but it's moving, right? 6.1% after hours, something going on there. Don't know what it is, but that's fine. We took a trade yesterday on this BlackRock. So BlackRock, we want XLF, right? Financials have been leading the way in the market. So as the market continues higher, grinds higher, we want to see the financials, continue to grind higher and push through all-time highs. So we took this trade, which was pretty simple, over Friday's high here into BlackRock yesterday, which then went up 11 points up to here to this 877, which lines up with this previous wick there. So that was a nice play. It's pretty simple. Again, using this top-down approach, right? So Now, I'm going to show you guys something special from our Discord group called the Z-Money Watch List, right? So every day I go in based on this pre-market prep and I come up with some play ideas for the group. And I'm going to share them with you here today on YouTube so you guys can get an idea of what we're looking at and what we want to see happen for today. So Tuesday is for the bulls, as you guys can tell. Market broke out of consolidation and tested 420, and now we're going to go cross all-time high perhaps. So that being said, we got some stocks we want to look at. How about Amazon and MGM, right? Everybody heard that news yesterday about Amazon trying to buy MGM for $9 billion. All right, well, that's a good play, right? So check this out. You have this previous pivot level, which we are looking to go long on Amazon, right above 32.60. You're opening above it in pre-market, which is good, okay? That's bullish. You want to see a continuation to where? These previous pivot highs at 32.95 and 33.11. That's a good call trade. I don't want to take this right at open, correct? I want to see a pullback to support into where? This previous key level, which was resistance over here, and now being confirmed as support over here. So you don't want to just jump in and try and ride it to the top. No, you want to see a little pullback, right? We teach people to buy low and sell high, right? Not buy high and sell higher. No. So you wait for this to pull back a little bit, give you a nice entry, and then head higher. All right, 32.95, 33.11 price targets. Amazon. Now, Amazon's too expensive, right? You can't afford Amazon. Okay, great. You can also trade MGM, which is the same stock in similarity to what's going on there. So anything that Amazon is doing based off of this news, MGM should also do based on this news. So you can also play MGM into some all-time highs. Here's some levels you want to watch. 42.17. You break above 42.17, you got a chance to head into all-time high here at 42.74, 42.85, and then blue sky territory, correct? So that's your trade on MGM. You don't want to see a break below yesterday's low of 39, but that's really a large gap. I wouldn't, keep my stop loss that wide. I would kind of maybe go a little bit more like here, maybe like 41. So keep an eye out on that trade, right? MGM, potential bullish continuation, same with Amazon. Another trade you guys got going on is ASML, right? So semis right now, as we pointed out, SOXL, semiconductor, ETF, heading higher, right? Looking to break previous resistance, and there was also some news on, right? SOXL had some unusual options activity going on. So bullish call sweeps for 618 on a 43 strike, which puts you right about there, right? So somebody's got a bet, pretty big bet, that the semis are going to continue their run. So if that's being, shown to you in the market, and technology is green and the Qs are green, then we can look at some semis to try and trade, right? Well, Nvidia, with the stock split and all the hype, has kind of gone without you already. So that's not the best option, right? This is not the best long option in your semis because everybody knows about this. Everybody's in on this stock split news. You want to be a little bit more off the cuff, a little bit more free with your trades. So Nvidia is a semi. Who else is a semi? ASML is a semi. ASML, okay, this is a pretty simple trade. Gapping up to 673, your all-time high is 675.65. You break that, you're off to blue skies. So ASML is good for calls above its all-time high. That's really all you're looking for there. But again, it's part of the semis, right? So ASML, Nvidia, how about LRCX as another trade idea? So LRCX doing the same thing. Here's your key level at 641. It gaps above. Here it is, right? 642's printing in the time and sales. You know that there's some bullish action going on here. All you want to see is it break this to then head into 660. That's all. So just by doing this top-down approach, I've now come up with 3 different trade ideas on 3 different tickers that are all, part of the same industry, part of the same sector. And they are related. Their price action and their charts should look similar. So that's where those trade ideas come from. How about this? Autozone, Carvana, Autodesk. What do these companies have in common? All car related, right? Well, Autozone just reported earnings this morning. And you know what earnings do to stocks, right, everybody? They make them really volatile and really fun to trade. Well, our recommended strategy here at Easy Money Trading, we tell people do not hold through earnings. Why? Because it's volatile. Because you never know what's going to happen. Even if you think you know, you don't really know. So we like to play the after earnings. When you see the results of what has happened, and now you can formulate a plan and a strategy and say, oh, institutions buying the dip, great, I should buy the dip. I should buy calls. Institutions pop and drop, right? Are they buying the stock and then selling it off immediately for the next 3 days? Well, then maybe you should be buying puts and not calls, right? So that's how we play earnings. And we got a nice play on Autozone today. So Autozone reporting earnings. We're going to watch the price action and see what it does. So far in after hours, it didn't really do much. Just kind of hanging out around this 1450 area. When this opens and starts to react to its earnings, you have not only this as a potential play, you have two stocks which are related, very similar. Autodesk, right? What you would expect to see, what? So if Autozone is, popping and dropping, being bought and then sold off, I would expect to see the same price action here on Autodesk and on our friend Carvana over there. So these are stocks that all should move together in relation to Autozone. So keep your eye on Autozone. Watch some price action. You want to trade this one? Great. I wouldn't trade it necessarily because the option spreads are horrible and there's no liquidity. So I would rather trade something like Autodesk or Carvana in sympathy with Autozone. And so that's what we've recommended to our group today. Watch AZO price action early in the day to determine the reaction to their ER report. Good sympathy plays on Autodesk and Carvana based on the overall sentiment. Alright, how about PLBY? I know a lot of people don't know this stock. It's a secret stock. So this is Playboy. They just call themselves PLBY Group. Yes, the actual Playboy with the bunny. That's who I'm talking about. So this stock has been on an absolute monster run from about $10 to $63 over the course of March 8th to May 3rd. You went from $12 to $63. So the amount of return on just stock there is insane. But now what you're starting to see is a juicy pullback, right? Ooh, nice. We like the pullback. We're on the weekly, by the way. If I go down to the daily, it becomes even more clear that this thing is pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. So we got some key support levels where we want to start to try and enter this stock, right? To try and go long for some long calls. So 38, 41 are both really good entries to take Playboy long into. First 45, then 51, then 54, right? So these numbers, these price targets, all come from these previous candles, as you guys can see. So there's a wick here, right? So when there's sellers that hop in and they want to come and sell the stock, right, you see it as a candle with a big wick on top, meaning that the price got up there and the sellers pushed it down. So you would expect that there's still some sellers, right, hanging up around there that are kind of mad that they didn't get to sell their Playboy at 51 bucks. And so when it comes back, they sell it for break even, right? So that's why you would anticipate resistance in these certain areas. So we've drawn these price targets, and that's how you know where Playboy is going to go once it, bounces off of what? Support. So if this support level holds at 38, 39, then you could call it a double bottom, right? Everybody knows the double bottom pattern. If I draw it out real quick, you guys will see it, right? Here's your first bottom, and you come up. Here's your second bottom, touch it again, and then we go higher, right? That's what you want to see on Playboy. So you enter here on the second bottom, that's your perfect entry, right? So you're looking to enter right around this 41.38 and play it higher for June 18th, maybe July calls, give yourself some time, let it go. If this thing goes to 60 bucks again, it's a nice payday. So, Playboy. Finally, Bumble, right? You can't beat all bulls. As you know, the market doesn't always just go up, it also goes down. So, guess what, everybody? We have a bearish play in the back pocket, just in case, right? If all of a sudden everything wants to turn red on us, right, and head south, we need to have a play that can break us some money for the downside. So, here you go. Bumble has been in a downtrend since this thing started its existence. Came into the market at $85 and it sold off to $38.91 with no end in sight. So, all you're doing is looking for it to break out of this bear flag, right? Everybody knows what a bear flag is. So you have a downward movement and then some sideways consolidation. within a zone, correct? So once this zone breaks to the downside is when your bear flag breaks, and then you continue your downward motion, right? You continue to sell off. So we're using this technical pattern along with the weakness in Bumble, right? Previous daily support, now potential resistance. Long-term overall downtrend, making new lows frequently. So, as you can see, here's your key level, 38.91. You break 38.91, blue skies, but lower, not higher, right? So, blue skies lower to, $0. Who knows, right? You're just riding down to the floor. And, the longer term puts work better here on something like this, where it's, you don't have a price target to set because it's making new all-time lows. So we prefer like longer term in the money puts, maybe like a $40 put, right, on Bumble. So that way you give yourself a little leeway, right, for it to come up a little bit, maybe test the top of the bear flag and then come back down, right? So we like this as our back pocket bearish play for a bearish market, just in case. But the market ain't bearish, guys, so keep that in mind, right? That's what we've got for you today on Easy Money Pre-Market Prep. Really quickly, I'm just going to go ahead and open up the floor to chat, see if anybody has, any stocks in particular that they want to add into the conversation. And then other than that, you guys got the plan. Now it's up to you to execute, right? You see the market, you got the info, you've got the trade ideas. Now you need to go in, analyze, look at the charts, find your best entry, and make that easy money. And that's how it goes. So, that being said, let's see. I'm going to hop in chat, see if anybody got any stocks for me. This morning, how y'all feeling? Somebody say hello. The Bulls are back in town, ladies and gents. Get those calls ready. Oh, well, I guess chat's kind of quiet. Anyway, that's fine. So, this is what we got for you guys here today. Easy money all around the market. So, just keep your eyes open. Use the trades we give you, right? Amazon, MGM, ASML, Autozone, Playboy. Watch these stocks, put them in your watch list, add them, have your sectors ready to analyze, and let's roll, everybody. So, on that note, catch us in the Discord, right? Link in the bio. Easy Money Trading. Follow us, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss all our new videos. And we'll catch you for the next pre-market prep.